As you get older, you not only have less time to play games, you have less critical thinking capacity. Whether it's work or kids, people make many decisions. Even the younger generations are making more decisions per hour than what they ever have. The game market is also very saturated to the point where if you are shopping for a game on Steam or PSN, you already have contemplated many things before you actually play something. Browsing your game list or library can be the same. Let's talk about 3D Dot Heroes. This is a game out of the hat, really. There are many like it. This is merely a mention of a good game type that has a hardcore, casual appeal. 3D Dot Heroes is not a unique game, but it's very unique at the same time. I am telling you about this game, but you probably will never play it. It's extremely rare, extremely hard to find, exclusive to the PS3, and expensive. This was one of those games that sold very poorly, and my heart really aches knowing that. It's terrific, and it's perfect for that market of person that I mentioned earlier. Dot Heroes has a title screen that makes me think of a better time. A time when I was young and everything was simple. Now, I'm not saying that that doesn't exist now. Indie games are simple, but it is just not a curated system, is it? We get the character select screen, and this is about the only area of the game where the game doesn't respect your time. You could go into a lot of detail here. You do not have to, but there is a strange phenomena where people like to extract value of something to the fullest, even at the detriment of the experience. My advice is just to skip this part and go with the basic character. You can come back here later. The story goes, long ago the world of Dotnia was a 2D world. A great hero defeated an ancient evil using a legendary sword. The people of Dotnia got really bored with the 2D, so the king decided to change the world to 3D. When the world was turned to 3D, evil returned, and now we need a new hero. That's you. So let's play for a bit to see what this game is all about. We have a meeting with the king, and he tells me what I have to do. Go to the forest north of the castle. Then I talk to this guard. He tells me we should go to the town west of the castle so we can prepare for our journey. This one comment this guard made me forget what the king said. I completely forget. So I head to the town. In the town, there are many NPCs to talk to, and nobody truly chews your ear off, which I appreciate. It's all short and to the point. I like the way the game somewhat respects your time. There is no lengthy chit-chat here. A lot of the characters in this town are somewhat humorous. It's a subtle kind of humor which is made slightly more funny by the fact that they are all cubes or voxels. Before I think about leaving this town, I can't help but enter this little house. Inside are some NPCs dancing. I see some chests to the left and I cannot help myself. At first I was afraid I would get into trouble for stealing. No, this is not that type of game. It is simple. I was just testing my boundaries. The guy in the middle has a hard decision to make. Girl on the left or girl on the right. You, the player, has to tell him which one. Yes, it's funny and does not take itself seriously. I also feel deeply for him. I too have had to make this very decision once upon a time. I want money so I can upgrade things. So I will go around robbing all of these lovely villages until I find a better way. There is no visible quest log in the menus here. And since I have the memory of a fish, and I did forget something quite critical earlier, and that is the one very important comment that the king made, I really do have a hard time remembering what characters and NPCs say in games. Now I can hear what you're saying. No quest log. How does that respect my time? Well, wait till the end of the video and I'll tell you. I'm going into this forest, west of the village, to fight monsters. I'm doing this happily, making money. I'm just mindlessly fighting monsters and getting a feel for the game. After a while, I start to get bored of doing this, and there is not much I can buy anyway. The game is actually trying to tell me to get on with the first mission, I guess. The first mission I have forgotten all about. However, I arrived at an inn. Inns are checkpoints. If you pay the inn fee, you will go to sleep, and when you die, you will spawn outside the inn. You can also use wings to travel inn to inn. Only when you discover various inns though. You will always come back to the last inn you paid for, even when you load the game up. So many NPCs in this inn, but they don't have a lot to say. So I talk to all of them pretty quickly. Why am I stressing this point of convenience? Well, it is in the thumbnail and the hook of this video, and it appears that this is a clear design choice. And it to me is a big one. So I would say that everything will follow this pattern. I am looking for patterns so I can make this video. The game world is small and quick to cover. Everything is convenient. Nothing is truly challenging here. Even areas where the enemies are tough can be handled by using your footwork to dodge them. This dragon is a difficult enemy, but look, I find a way to defeat it by using my environment. This area outside this inn is more difficult, and I'm more engaged in the combat because of it, trying to avoid being hit. I do die a few times, but the inns are close, so not a big deal. And there is no penalty to death that I can see, other than taking a few steps back. Personally, I like to be penalized for dying. It helps raise the tension. Dying is a big deal in real life. So do you want the game to replicate that thought or the idea of it? Or do you want it to treat death as a veil for retrying? Whichever your answer is, it is important, and while you have different wants day to day, when buying a game, knowing how death is handled is one of the most important factors. Reviews simply don't always cover this. They should. It's a part of the experience that a lot of players stop at. Death in this game is the equivalent of forgetting to grab something that's at the other end of the house and having to go back to get it. Of course, it's a gamey game. Let's talk about how this game handles its world. The game is an open world game, but it is segmented into rooms. The rooms allow the camera to scroll freely within their boundaries. At the top is a great little map that tells you the ins and outs of the current section, like a flowchart. It's easy to read. The player moves quickly, and I am sure if you know this game, you could complete it pretty fast. Speaking of fast, that is the opposite of what I am doing. But wandering around this map for hours, I pretty much cover the lot. Now at this point, I don't remember what the king said, but it doesn't matter. I ran into the first requirement without trying, which is a boss fight against these two statues. A fairly simple boss, and beyond it is a sword that I was supposed to be getting from the start. This sword is much better than my old one. It can take upgrades. I then go to see the king, and now a temple has been unlocked. The grass temple. Temples are really what this game is all about. There are 6 temples in this game. They are the game's milestones. Just like Lord of the Rings, we have to get to this massive tower. Like we discovered, there is no quest log in this game. That's okay, we should embrace this method. I will have to start writing things down and making my own quest log. I need to get a handbook, so off to the store I go. I am back, and I brought this cake too. I will use it to explain this game. I am really enjoying this little game now. that I have actually started it. It is similar to a cake that you didn't think you would like. You do like it, and while you aren't loving it, you just want to work on it, taking varying sized portions, working on it from a different angle, and savoring the experience. This game has a great upgrade system. Normally, you have a sword that upgrades 1+ damage, etc. until it is strong. This game does it very differently. The sword, which is not held, it's just a probe that probes in the direction you are facing, and at first it may look a little budget or weird, but come here and look at this. You can change the damage, yeah, but you can also change the side of the blade, both in length and width, as well as some other things. Depending on the sword, you can combine these simple ideas to build the sword you want. The swords are the hook that you didn't know about, and you will go to great lengths to make them what you want them to be. Mate, this is genius. And I hope there is some decent challenge coming so that it is worth working towards upgrading these swords. Look at this massive sword you have. It will save a lot of time using this. It will act like a spell attack casted on almost the whole screen. So I enter this grass temple. Now I'm not wandering around the open world fighting. Now I am wandering around an underground temple fighting. The difference is, now we are solving puzzles with keys, buttons, and switches. I walk around for ages trying to figure out what to do in here. I do eventually figure it out. I can move these blocks. Not any one of these blocks, no. These specific blocks have a different pattern on them. There are a few more tricky situations, and I get new things that look to layer up the gameplay until I eventually get to the boss. I will not spoil this boss. You have to see it for yourself. It's hilarious. No, actually, I forgot to record the game footage. It's an inverted snake minigame. It's quite hilarious. Maybe you should YouTube it. The next temple I have to do is a forest temple. I will write this down, of course. Forest temple. I book myself a reservation at the inn and get ready to set off on my adventure. The forest is this small area where you have to go through segments. I spoke of these segments earlier, however, this time we are in a maze. We have to complete the segments in a correct order. If you go out of the segment the wrong way, you are then warped to the start of the forest and you have to try again, doing your best to remember the sequence you used until you made that mistake. Now, I remember these types of mazes from the old consoles. Mostly from a game called Metal Gear on the NES, where you had to move through this maze and find your way through. One wrong choice and your progress would be reset. It was the same game screen repeated. These mazes would have caused a lot of confusion back then. What do I really have to say about this game? Well, it's like a template, that's for sure. In terms of the setting, yes. The hook is a light-hearted take on the genre. And to sum it up, it's a grid-based open world game with regular condition locks in the form of these underground temples. It's a structured, bite-sized Breath of the Wild. Oh, by the way, I never explained why not having a quest log respects your time. Don't forget, you are still here to play something. Writing things down will allow you to bond with the game, and you will actually want to play it, which is the reason you decided to play a game and not just scroll through Netflix all night. Thank you for watching. Subscribe for more out-of-the-box game design theory.